embarrassing over time, right? Like that's
right. So you know what? We'll go back to welcome to our first virtual conference. We are working out some bugs this morning, and understand that our audio was messed up on our end. So I just want to recognize again our conference sponsors, our annual partners first: Affidance, CareSource, Cincinnati Bell, Round Tower, Google, ATC, University of Dayton Center for Cybersecurity, Uptime Solutions, and Wright State University. And today we're coming from the computer lab at Wright State University, so we're super excited that we were able to accomplish that this morning. Our sponsors for this year's conference: the diamond is Cincinnati State, and the gold is OKTA and Cadre Checkpoint. I would be remiss if I didn't also recognize the Technology First staff and board members. So everyone, if you see Caitlin Quellhorst anytime, make sure you give her a great big pat on the back. And at this point, maybe a glass of wine would be helpful. Sharon Walsh as well. This team has done great things. And then we have an interim CIO, Mark Aarons. So if you see this team, please give them all a big old pat on the back. This has been, it's been new for all of us. So I have the privilege of introducing Michael Petty from Cadre Checkpoint. And Michael, would you mind reintroducing Kim Vogel?
No problem at all. Good morning, everyone. My name is Michael Petty. I'm a senior account executive with Cadre Information Security. Cadre is an Ohio-based full-service value-added reseller. We work exclusively in the information security space and have done so for more than 20 years. We offer everything from security software and hardware to training and assessments. We've been helping our customers secure their data by leveraging best-of-breed technology and the experience of our many longtime employees. If you'd like to learn more about why our customers are so loyal, please stop by the Checkpoint Cadre booth. It is my great pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker this morning. Kim Vogel is a dynamic business leader in the technology industry with the ability to create transformational strategies that lead to high-value customer outcomes. Kim is a change agent known for effective leadership, building organizational alignment, and creating clarity that ultimately increases the effectiveness of an organization. Kim has a Bachelor of Arts in Economics and Accounting from the University of Michigan, and she's an active board member of the Michigan Women in Technology Council. Kim currently leads the Solution Specialist organization within Microsoft's Midwest operating unit. In this role, she is a technology thought leader charged with anticipating market changes to drive new, relevant solutions for customers. Previously, she led the global strategic accounts business within Microsoft, and prior to that, she held the role of sales director in the Microsoft Midwest market group, focused on a base of over 1,500 customers. Before joining Microsoft, Kim held leadership positions with both HP and Oracle. Regardless of her role, Kim has generated results and consistent year-over-year growth. Kim has been a mentor for talent development across the sales community at Microsoft. She is passionate about building strong, diverse organizations that enable both people and their business to perform at their best, and is the former leader of the Next Step Career Development Program. So with no further delay, Kim Vogel.
Do you feel that the world around you is changing faster than ever before, and that the rate of change is actually accelerating? Do you believe that the number of unknown unknowns is increasing? Well, you're not wrong. The pace of change today is exponential, and large organizations are struggling to find and spot new and radical ideas quickly, and seem unable to move fast enough to develop their potential. In the 20th century, size was power. But today, in this age of urgency, being big seems to be a disadvantage. Success means focusing not just on tomorrow, but on what the day after tomorrow will bring. We are arriving at a moment where a cocktail of new technologies are advancing the speed of change. This is a Wright brothers moment where key innovations can trigger a cascade of changes that transforms the world. These technologies are the engines of our future. Cloud computing is the new normal, where the smallest startup now has access to computing power at a scale that was previously only available to giant corporations or superpowers. Data is the new oil, and artificial intelligence will become so prevalent it truly becomes the new electricity. Internet of Things, machine learning, digital manufacturing are rapidly ushering in the fourth industrial revolution. New network-based logic, like blockchain, will have an impact far beyond cryptocurrency, creating a more secure, robust, and decentralized Internet of Trust. Augmented and virtual reality are changing the way we interact, bringing experiences to customers to an entirely new level. And if quantum computing lives up to its promise, the leap in processing power alone will drive breakthroughs that we can't even begin to imagine. So how do we accelerate our day after tomorrow thinking to survive and thrive in times of radical innovation? In a VUCA world, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous, where new ideas, new technologies, and new business models can suddenly change everything, concentrating on the day after tomorrow isn't a luxury, but an absolute necessity. So it will be vital to embrace this exponential future of business, to understand that agility might be your company's single biggest asset. This is the time for risk-taking and long-term radical thinking, when you still have the time and the money to shift gears. So focusing on the day after tomorrow will be your best recipe for survival, to help you to remain both essential and relevant for your customers. Redesign your company in terms of culture, not structure. Find leaders who don't want to lead and employees who actually do. Hire thinkers, doers, makers, and rule breakers, and trust them. Avoiding risk isn't safe. It stops you from evolving. So embrace chaos, fight the status quo, and remember, the impossible is just a possibility waiting to be born. This is the age of urgency and innovation fueled by technology, and you have to be prepared. You have to reinvent yourself. There are so many tools, ideas, platforms, and people just waiting to be connected. If you are willing to learn, unlearn, and take radical new directions, you will find your day after tomorrow.
Try it now. Can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you, Kim.
Perfect. Thank you. All the changes back and forth in this virtual world between video and the sound there and the sound of my voice. So I'll say again, good morning and welcome to the Taste of IT conference. As you're planning for your day after tomorrow, I hope you'll find some of the content that we share here today throughout the conference and incorporate it in your thinking. As Mike stated, I've been in the years. Sorry, having a hard time moving forward. Just a sec. Is that coming through okay? No, I'm not back in the most beautiful screen, but let me stay here and see if that'll help the technology to cooperate a little bit better. One thing that I have learned being in the industry for a while is that there is a constant, which is your jobs as IT professionals are incredibly hard. You serve the whole business and you are faced with questions left and right on a daily basis. You need to understand the business deeply, and you also need to be able to keep up with all the technology in order to enable it for all of your business partners in your companies. And if that wasn't a big enough job, then somebody brought forward this whole pandemic thing and put what was already a taxing role and set of responsibilities, and they just accelerated it exponentially. If you take a look at this recent Fortune survey on what's on the minds of CEOs during a pandemic, it points out how technology will become even more essential moving forward. I mean, the rate of change and the need to take advantage of technologies like the cloud and computing are just front and center. One of my favorite pieces here says, businesses can't wait for the transformation that they know they need. And I'll bet you that the people that are listening right now are feeling that pressure day in and day out. With that in mind, I wanted to take you through 3 technology trends that I'm seeing and that Microsoft is seeing in the industry. They're making a difference when they're applied for a wide variety of customers, especially given the current climate with the COVID-19 and pandemic and how that has changed all of our lives. One great example is how we're doing the successful conference today. Whoever imagined that they'd be at a conference in their slippers having coffee in the morning. So kind of a neat shift. So the 3 things that I chose to talk about this morning are analytics, a new set of solutions called Power Applications and Power Platform, and then also touch on the benefits of using hybrid cloud in your organizations. So we start with analytics. Now, analytics is not a new technology by any means. And as I was preparing, I kind of considered what I would choose to speak about, and I could have chose to talk to you about, Synapse, which is the newest Azure service from Microsoft that brings together data warehousing and big data analytics to query data using serverless or provisioned resources at scale. But given it's pretty early in the morning and you're likely still need some more coffee like I do, I chose to highlight an analytics solution that was a little lighter, but very relevant during the COVID era. And so this solution is referred to as workplace analytics. And it's actually an extension of Microsoft 365, a tool that many of you may use every day. And this analytics solution recognizes patterns and finds opportunities to help you and your organization build better work habits and regain control of your time. So let me say that again. For all of you that are in back-to-back virtual meetings every day, like I feel like I am over the last 6 months or so, this tool, if applied in your organization, is intended to help you regain control of your time. So let's take a look, and bear with me. I'll try and get the transition of technology correct here, but let's take a look at a company, Macy's, who has deployed this solution, and let's see how it has impacted their employees and how they make decisions in their company. And I'm going to ask same thing if I could before I start the video. Will somebody just confirm for me that you can hear it?
Macy's is a traditional department store that is in a non-traditional world right now.
In this day and age where retailers come and go, we've had to innovate along the way.
We have a lot of work to do. We need to get things out of people's way so they can drive the innovation that is inherent in this organization.
It felt like there was too many meetings. We saw it in the engagement surveys, but people didn't feel like they could do anything about it.
Oh, need to meet with somebody? I'm just going to throw an hour on the calendar.
What could we do? How could we free up managers? How could we make them empower their employees and put the decision making in the right places?
We got really excited when we saw workplace analytics. It led us to be able to make better use of everyone's time and where we could actually potentially impact employee engagement.
So now when you can show people a graph that says, on average, developers are spending X number of hours in meetings, and everyone says, well, that's crazy. Now we can do something about it. It actually pushes them to want to change something.
As we think about workplace analytics and my analytics, I think there's lots of things that we could do with this. So I'm excited about it.
The possibility to merge it and really combine that data along with my analytics really sent us some great smoke signals about what could be improved in the organization.
Having the data helps me change my behaviors and helps me be more productive.
And just that empowerment, we saw a huge shift in how people talked about their time and how they use their time.
To the broader organization, my analytics has shifted our way of thinking about how we get work done. Using my analytics allowed people, both at the individual level, kind of looking at their own schedule and empowering them to say, hey, your time is your time. You own that.
For folks that didn't realize they were spending so much time off hours, they've scaled back a little bit.
My analytics has definitely dramatically improved my ability to manage both my reports as well as the projects that I'm involved with. Every time that we look at something, we're looking for a way to be much more effective, much more efficient. And workplace analytics has allowed us to accomplish that.
So what I wanted to shift to now was just to give you a little more insight about why I felt this was impactful, right? So more than ever, people feel like they lack control over their lives and their work. Many teams spend 80–90% of their weeks sitting in meetings, sending emails, and talking on the phone. But 50% of the meeting time is seen to be unproductive, and almost half of employees report their work interferes with their family life. So in this digital age, we're extremely reliant on data, and the amount of data companies are creating is continually increasing. While this data is inevitable, it's useless unless companies gain insights and meanings from it in order to gain tangible value. And this particular analytics solution that I chose to highlight this morning is, in our experience, a tool that helps you to find opportunities to build better habits, get back in control of your time, and give you insights into how you spend your time. The other thing that it's important to note, at least from my perspective, is that only you can see your data. And so this isn't considered or expected to be something to police people. All security and components are thought through well. But if you're using my analytics, it uses artificial intelligence powered by suggestions using machine learning to help you and your team accomplish better things. So it should increase your collaboration time, help you to get more focus. It could reduce multitasking because it actually alerts you to how often you're doing that. That was one that was particularly interesting for me. When I saw the statistics, I then actually began to change my behavior and apply more focus to the priorities and the things that I was actively working on, as opposed to multitasking, which ultimately delivers better results. It also ensures your team has time to collaborate. And in order to get rapid innovation these days, I believe you do need to focus in order to produce higher quality work. So these are really important things. And then most importantly, you should be able to help improve your work-life balance. So I hope that, just the quick video and a little bit of awareness has helped you to shift your perspective on how you can use analytics to analyze your own business and perhaps improve the performance of the organization. And I would highlight, now, while we are not able to, in many cases, see physically our employee base or even our customers in some circumstance, it is even more important that you use analytics in a format like this in order to have you make the most informed decisions about your company and your business and where you're placing your investments. So let's move on to Power Applications. And for those of you that are not familiar with this particular technology, Power Apps is actually a suite of applications and services with connectors and a data platform. So it provides a rapid application development environment to build custom apps for whatever your business needs are. And today, building tech intensity requires collaboration between, every type of developer. So this is not just a hardcore development tool, right? So Power Platform is actually designed to be the bridge between professional developers and citizen developers. So more than ever, organizations need tools that anyone can use to drive impact faster. Power Platform gives you a low-code, in some cases no-code tool to rapidly create an application, build a virtual engine, automate a workflow, or even analyze data. We've seen remarkable use cases across every industry as citizen developers are working to address the challenges created by COVID-19. Thousands of organizations have signed on to use our end-to-end return to work solution to keep employees safe and healthy when they go back to the office. So this set of solutions is for you and your employees to be able to code and design solutions, but there are also a pretty large library of solutions that others have built, and I would call it almost a crowdsourcing, where you can go in and leverage some of those that are already pre-built. So the example that I wanted to show you is in education. Schools like Manitou Park Elementary in Washington State are using Power Platform to navigate an extraordinarily challenging back-to-school embarkment. So let's take a look at how they have leveraged this technology in an innovative way.
My name's Lauren Taylor. I am the principal at Manitou Park Elementary. Last year, I was the assistant principal, and during My name's Lauren Taylor. I am the principal at Manitou Park Elementary. Last year, I was the assistant principal, and during that time, I came across Power Apps. The very first app that I created was our reading app. That's really what sparked kind of a lot of the ingenuity in realizing, okay, I can use this for lots of different systems. With COVID, this school year is one like no other. Teachers needed to submit their schedules for working in the building so that we could all follow health department guidelines. And so one suggestion that we were given was a Word document that teachers fill out and then they would email to the principal. I saw so many emails in my inbox, it almost terrified me. I was looking on the Office 365 homepage and I clicked on Power Automate and I thought, oh, this automates things. Creating the approval flow in Power Automate has saved us time. Success for us is, even in a pandemic, starting with remote learning, our babies are going to learn. There's going to be student growth. The principal role is kind of a catch-all. Anything that needs to be done, you get in there and you do it. I'm often asked, do you consider yourself a developer? And I always say no, I'm an educator. However, I am developing apps. I'll leave it at that.
So I found that example to be incredibly motivating, and talk about being able to use technology rapidly to make changes that impact the lives of individuals in a positive way. So just, Power Apps for those of you that we've piqued interest in it on, is, I'll say it again, a low-code approach to custom development. It allows users to quickly create apps in a point-and-click approach. You can build mobile-friendly apps without any development knowledge. And here's the great part. It actually reduces the pressure on you all from an IT perspective. You've actually got an opportunity to expand out the number of developers that are on your team, helping you to serve all the aspects of the business. And, you know, who better than the business folks themselves to take on the challenge of developing a tool or an application that they specifically need. You can connect this Power Apps platform to surface any data, and you can also connect it to your business application. So applications like Dynamics or SAP or Salesforce or Office 365, they can all just be called in, and you can leverage those. So this is a short way of saying this is not a Microsoft exclusive tool. It is designed to be able to work with the environments that you all live in and with the applications that you have deployed across your organization. So surfacing key data into a user-friendly app to help with both, data entry. Users actually only see the information they need to fulfill a particular task. So highlighting again the importance of and what is built in around security, which is still critical to the design of any application and any technology in this modern era. So I hope you can envision the power of a set of tools like this in your day after tomorrow vision for your organization. I think it makes a big impact. And like I said earlier, we've seen just tremendous response as people who are now virtual need different types of applications to function successfully in their organizations, given this virtual world. Right. Next, I'm going to take you into a little more complex subject, which is hybrid cloud. I will walk you through some of why I believe the hybrid cloud is going to be able to continue to assist you in your organization. Hold on just one second. Oh, got it. Okay, sorry, was just reading the chat to make sure that I wasn't offline or something had gone astray. So let me take you forward now. In the hybrid cloud, right, the way that I think about hybrid cloud, right, it's a computing environment that, just as the slide says, that combines public cloud and private cloud, and it allows data and applications to be shared between them. And the way that I think about this is kind of the best of all possible worlds as a platform, because it gives you the benefits of cloud computing. It's flexible, it's got flexibility, it's scalable and cost efficient, but it's got the lowest possible risk because you can have your data that you believe is confidential or something that cannot leave your four walls to still reside within your on-premise environment and still efficiently be able to run them together. So enterprises rely on hybrid approach to benefit from their on-premise investment at the same time they unlock the innovation of the cloud. And as more businesses expand to computing on the edge, hybrid capabilities must enable applications to not only run seamlessly across on-premise servers, public clouds, and edge devices, but they also enable consistent management, security, and governance across all these distributed locations. So this picture, in my mind, is representative of the complexity that you all are working with day in and day out. And with the advent of cloud, it actually increased exponentially. and you've got to be able to figure out how to manage all these components, migrate apps between the cloud and on-premise, in many cases modernize them, throw virtualization in there, and oh, by the way, make sure that you're keeping all of this extremely secure. So today, you may have an environment where you're targeting multiple clouds already. You may have your on-premise data center, and you may even have edge deployments. The truth is, as businesses expand to the edge, you're going to need even more of these types of solutions. You're going to need hybrid. And it might even be a case where you have multiple types of technology that you're having pulled together. It would make it even harder to secure and manage in a consistent way. I'll repeat what I said earlier. Your jobs as IT leaders are really hard. When you think about, and when Microsoft thinks about the hybrid computing environment, this visual is pretty good at depicting what a hybrid cloud is, and also highlights some of the tools and technology that we have embedded in Azure in order to make life easier and make the management of these environments simpler. So when computing and processing demands fluctuate, hybrid cloud computing gives businesses the ability to seamlessly scale their on-premise infrastructure up to the public cloud to handle overflow without giving third-party data centers access to the entirety of their data. That's a really, really key advance in the industry. Organizations gain the flexibility and computing power of a public cloud for basic and non-sensitive computing tasks while keeping business-critical applications and data on-premise safely behind the company's firewalls. So I'll speak to a few of the components that I believe are differentiators, just to give you a taste. The intent here, from my perspective, is to give you a quick snapshot of what this solution could do. And if, in fact, you choose to do additional exploration, I know these slides are going to be shared, and you'll have reference to the names and the context by which these can be delivered, in the industry and certainly deployed within your businesses. So for consideration, one of the first areas that I would highlight is our Azure Arc. And this particular tool helps you to manage and govern all the systems that you have from a single control panel. So whether this is a Microsoft cloud, whether this is Google or AWS, whether this is your on-premise data center, or it is any number of IoT devices that you have running at the edge. So rather than having to change from tool to tool and try and keep everything up to date, Arc will do that for you and simplify your management all up. In addition, Azure Data Services and Management bring you up-to-date services to any infrastructure and benefit from, elastic scale automation and industry-leading security. So this can be applied, and I'll want to repeat myself, but these services can be used no matter what the configuration or environment is from this particular picture. Again, game changer in terms of the amount of things that you need to learn and manage within your organization. And I'll come up here to Azure Stack. Comes in a variety of different flavors, but helps modernize your on-premise infrastructure, and it allows you to build and deploy cloud-native apps in your own data center. So you can consolidate on-premise virtualized apps on cloud-connected hyper-converged infrastructure at excellent pricing and price points, right? Which is one of the motivations for why. Then we'll come on over here to the edge. So the edge and sphere. They extend the compute and artificial intelligence to the edge. They bring compute, storage, and intelligence of IoT devices. You can run machine learning and advanced analytics at the edge to gain real-time insights of, depending on where you have them sitting, what your products are doing, or how something is interacting out in the field. So considering that we're here in the Midwest and we're all projecting from the headquarters of Ohio today, I thought it would be appropriate to highlight an example of a customer based right here in Ohio that is deploying these types of services successfully and using it to change the landscape, and in this case, the landscape of retail. So you're all probably going to be familiar with this really quickly, but let's roll a video and show you how Kroger has actually deployed these solutions successfully and changed our shopping experience. So Kroger developed a cloud-based signage solution for retail shelves, and they're driving a digital experience for consumers and retailers in grocery aisles. The solution relies on Azure to store and process volumes of data generated by customer actions on and around the shelves. So connected by IoT sensors and displays real-time info on every aisle and end cap in a cleaner, easier, and environmentally efficient manner, better than the traditional shelf tags. So I believe Kroger's reimagined retail when they thought about using technology for their day after tomorrow. Their use of both, IoT devices at the edge and combining the power of the cloud to be able to process these, analytics, and also still housing some of the data in their on-premise data centers. It's just a great blend and a great example of what's possible. So I want to, in closing, thank you all for your time today, and hope that between myself and the rest of the presenters you hear from today, we inspire you to discover new ways to innovate with technology. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kim. That was outstanding. Do you want to open up the session to any questions?
Absolutely happy to.
I don't see anything in the chat yet. Does anyone have any questions for Kim? Or put them in the Q&A? Oh, here's chat. One comment was great video. I thought all the videos were great, Kim. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. And thanks for bearing with me as I learned to toggle between all of those different videos from different sources. So I appreciate the patience this morning as well. But hopefully they were a more entertaining way to start the day.
Yes, I loved it. We're all extending grace today, so I think that's the request from everyone today. Please extend grace.
Yes, for sure.
I don't see anything coming up in the chat or in the Q&A right now.
All right.
So
Well,
I want to thank you, Kim. That was wonderful. We appreciate you and your time today. So for all of the attendees, remember to complete the survey for each session by finding the link in My Agenda. It's the same place you click to join this session. By participating in this survey, you make your voice heard and are helping shape the future of Technology First events. Thank you for taking time to fill out the survey. So typically we would be moving to a 15-minute break, but we had some glitches this morning. So we do plan to open up the breakout sessions at 9 a.m. So use this time, grab a cup of coffee, go and visit the exhibitors and explore the event platform. There are game codes you can earn by exploring the app. Go to the event game tab to learn more. So if you plan on joining us for the game code for attending this morning's keynote with Kim Vogel from Microsoft, the game code is TRENDS, TRENDS. And now it's time for a break, and we'll see you all soon. Thanks, Kim.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate the opportunity.